And I will just start by introducing you, Lina. So we're so lucky to have Lina on tonight. Lina's a very, very busy mummy. I'm sure she'll tell you a bit about her. And but she's a nutritionist, and we work so closely together. We've been working together, Lina, for 2-3 years. I don't know. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, it's lovely. We work together, obviously very, very passionate about our products and then what they can do for everybody around us. So yeah, really lucky to know you and have you as my friend. And it's brilliant that you've given up some time tonight to just share with us what you know about nutrition and what you see in your practice and what people need to be thinking about when they eat and what they're missing. So I'm just going to hand straight over to you, hon. Take it away.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Lina. I'm a registered nutritionist and owner and director of our company. My husband and I have together in nutrition and medicine. So yeah, just very simple, a very informal talk tonight about the basic things that I've noticed that are lacking from our lifestyle and diet in daily life. Because like Chloe said, this is not a strict thing that we should be how can I say it? We shouldn't make nutrition stressful. It should just come into our way of life easily and in an enjoyable way. So I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm basically going to share an article that I've written with you, which sums up the topic that I want to discuss with you today. So let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, can you see this one? Or not? Can you see the article with the title? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, darling.
Great, thank you. So the first thing that I've noticed, this is about, I've been a nutritionist for about 6 years, and when we do the health questionnaire and I ask people how much water do they drink, and this is a very relevant topic for us this since November, because we're doing a program as a team and we're encouraging people to find ways to include more water in their daily routine. So the general advice is that we should be having 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. Although the Mayo Clinic describes very well, this is a really nice article, and basically they say that anything that you drink counts, even if it's caffeinated drinks, and also vegetables. Don't forget vegetables and fruits, which are highly based on water. They're very rich in water, such as, watermelon, courgettes, cucumbers, so they count as well. So it says that women should be having actually 2.7 liters of water and men should be having 3.7 liters a day. That is a lot, but if you just have a bottle of water with you and just carry it everywhere you go, have herbal teas as much as you can, but don't overdo it, and don't feel, if it doesn't agree with you, that's absolutely fine, as long as your urine is clear and as long as you feel well and not dehydrated. Your body's telling you that, generally you're fine, you're taking enough water. The other thing that is missing quite a lot is because we deal with a lot of busy professionals, high achieving middle-aged men and women or carers, busy moms, and often we don't make enough time for exercise. Exercise does not have to be running marathons, doing heavy weightlifting, or hitting the gym. It's something that should be gentle and incorporated into our lifestyle again every single day, just to move the body and bring up your blood, your heart rate. So in here I've included it's a 5-minute kitchen bench workout by Dr. Chatterjee. If you want this article, I can share it with you. So basically, very simple ways that we can incorporate exercise into our routine without even realizing, such as, for example, doing stretches in front of the TV, or just some skipping rope, or just a few press-ups on the kitchen floor whilst you're waiting for dinner to cook. So those all count. So you can do like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the evening, and that's fine. The consistency is what matters more than the pressure of exercise, is what I'm trying to say. So another problem, and it's quite challenging to avoid processed food unless you live on a farm and you grow your own food and you don't socialize with anyone. The moment you step out the door, you're faced with coffee shops and cakes and pastries. So it's very, very difficult to avoid processed food. But there are we're talking about balance here. And if we are saying that we're going to go out for a meal with friends or to the coffee shop and we will have something processed, we need to make up with another way, like increase your fruit intake, your vegetable intake, do a bit more exercise, things like that. There are some ingredients to look out for, especially when it comes to processed foods, that are particularly harmful. One is flour, because of the way it's bleached and it's very highly processed. It's inflammatory to the gut. Sugar and high glucose fructose syrup. Sugar actually comes under disguise. It has 10 different names. So be careful when you read labels. And if you don't see sugar, but something is sweet, it could be something like concentrated apple juice, or there are many other names for sugar. So something to look out for there. And processed oils, I feel quite passionate about this one because unfortunately they're everywhere. Obviously the things like crisps and pretzels, they contain them, but also the oils that we use in our cooking, a lot of them are very processed, and also they will have been oxidized because most of them again come in plastic containers to increase profit. So once an oil is faced with light, it will get damaged, it will get rancid, and that is harmful to the body. So again, just be careful about how you maintain your oils. Prefer that they're in dark glass bottles. And if you can keep certain oils in the fridge or your nuts in the fridge or freezer as well, then the oils will be more protected. Another one is aspartame. Unfortunately, Diet Coke and all the diet drinks have been missold to us on the fact that they have no calories, but the aspartame is very toxic. It can destroy the gut biome. So I'm not saying not to have it, but just to be aware of it and make amends somewhere else. The last one is glyphosate. So you will not see on any nutritional label glyphosate, because that is basically included in the, not included, but it's present during the manufacturing process. So for example, pasta, when they pick the wheat, they will spray glyphosate on it. It's a known carcinogen, and it will have penetrated into our food. So just be careful about where your sources of pasta come from, and if you can, preferably buy organic. So yeah, the examples are as listed on here: diet drinks, dried pasta, packaged snacks, and baked goods. So again, just being able to prepare your own meals, making some time to think about your snacks, it is a good way to go about that. And along with the processed foods, which we have an abundance of, comes the whole food deficiency. So if you think about how our parents or our grandparents ate a long time ago, the farming methods were very different. The vegetables and fruits were a lot more nutritious than they are now. And we have this abundance of foods which did not exist 100 years ago. So 80% of what you see in the supermarket wasn't even present 100 years ago. And I'll just give you one quote which I love. It says, where was it? So Victor Landau, the person who wrote the book You Are What You Eat in 1942, said that 90% of disease known to man is caused by cheap foodstuffs. And this was 70, 80 years ago. Imagine how much that percentage will have gone up now, because we're just not eating the right things to maintain health. And another quote that I like says, "I don't think I'll ever grow old and say, what was I thinking eating all those fruits and vegetables?" This was from Nancy Muir. She's a natural healing practitioner and author. So she's saying basically the more produce you eat, the more you're protecting your health for the long term. And we know about the 5 a day, but actually that's not enough, nowhere near, because everything that our body is bombarded with on a daily basis, the technology, the stress, the lack of nutrition in our food. So we need to be aiming for about 10 portions of fruits and vegetables every day, and because of the nutrient depletion of our produce as well. So that's why I recommend whole food concentrates in my practice, because they're basically a top up to what you cannot get in your diet every day. It's a convenient form of concentrated whole foods. They contain plenty of nutrients just to keep you going and give you a bit more energy, provide you with more living enzymes and phytonutrients. This is a very fascinating field, magnesium deficiency. I'm sure many of you will be supplementing with magnesium. So basically, the person who does not swim in the sea every day of the year, 365 days a year, should be supplementing with magnesium. And also, there are many forms of magnesium, but the most absorbable one is the magnesium chloride, which is the salt basically. So you can use it directly on your skin in a spray form, or you can use it in salts. If you want a recommendation of the one that I use, very pure, I wouldn't be using the Epsom salts because those are not great. They have added things and they're just not the pure form of magnesium chloride. I can share the recommendation with you. Magnesium is basically known as the lamp of life. If you compare a chlorophyll molecule, which is the main substance in plants, to a red blood cell molecule, so the chlorophyll molecule in the middle of it is a magnesium atom, whereas in the blood in the red blood cell we have iron. So the only difference structurally is that we have magnesium and iron, and the rest of it is very, very similar. So obviously we know that plants are the foundation and the beginning of life. So magnesium is the one that starts the life of a plant. And if the magnesium is not present enough, then everything else, all the systems will just not be functioning optimally. And this book I can recommend to you says that there is no way, I'll just give you the quote exactly. Where is it? Oh yeah, I haven't got the book here. Basically, he says, there is no man, woman, or child that can go through the entire life with a full tank of magnesium. So we need to be supplementing, because on magnesium depend around 325 to 360 enzymatic functions in the body. So if you have any form of ill health, from diabetes to autism, to cancer, to heart disease, to joint aches, you name it, you probably need magnesium. And this one, so calcium excess, this may come as a surprise, but when I say calcium, I don't mean from plants, because plants know what to do. They come with the right nutrients. They synergize basically between them. I'm talking about calcium coming from dairy products mostly, such as cheese and milk and all the processed stuff. If there is too much calcium in the diet coming from those sources, magnesium will be further depleted, because the two work in synergy and also in antagonistic response to each other. They balance each other out basically. So just be aware, if you're having cheese, if you love cheese, have a lot of vegetables to go with it just to balance it out, or nuts as well, they're rich in magnesium. This one, omega fatty acid deficiency and imbalance, because let's say, so the foods that the foods that contain omega-3 will also contain omega-5, 6, 7, and 9. They all work in synergy, but we mostly focus on the omega-3 fatty acids, which are very beneficial to health, as we know, brain health, heart health, lung health. Every part of the body benefits from omega-3 and needs them, because the omega fatty acids are present in the cell membrane. So if we don't have enough of those, we will unfortunately develop some kind of dysfunction in the future somewhere. So we need to be focusing on the good fats. If you eat fish, it's great. Just make sure you know where it's sourced from, because farmed fish can have some unwanted extras. But generally 2 portions of oily fish per week. A portion is about 140 grams. So if you have, let's say, 2 portions of mackerel, mackerel is the richest form of the omega-3s. That will provide you with ample omegas for the week. If you avoid fish, you can get your omegas from plants. So the richest sources, just to give you an idea, so the recommendation for how much we should be having, the bare minimum recommendation is 250 milligrams, and the maximum is 3,000 milligrams. So I would aim for an average of 1,500 milligrams of omega fatty acids per day. And it's actually very easy to get that if you just focus your attention on those. For example, 7 walnuts will provide you with about 2,500 milligrams of omega-3s. If you have 1 tablespoon of chia seeds or 1 tablespoon of flax seeds, that will provide the same again, 2,500 milligrams. If you prefer the oils, the chia oil or the flaxseed oil, they will provide you with about 7,000 milligrams. Just a tablespoon of that will give you that much omega. So it's good to incorporate it. It's very easy to put it, on your salads or your smoothies, or as long as you don't cook with the oil and as long as it's not heated up in your food, because again, they're very fragile. So yeah, I just said here that omega fats are crucial, especially for brain health, prevents oxidation of our cells, and it just wraps around our cell membranes, as I said, and just protects them from free radicals and oncoming kind of toxic substances. So yeah, and one more thing I'd like to say, which I didn't include in this article, is that we need to be eating more probiotic foods. It's in the culture of many countries to incorporate them. I come from Cyprus, so every day we will eat live yogurt or fermented cabbages and things like that. But generally, most people don't do that. So I would recommend that you try some of the fermented products if you like, even sourdough bread or kimchi, anything. There's a vast variety, but just choose something that you enjoy. If not, then I would recommend a probiotic supplement. I take one myself, and then again, just be careful about which one you choose, because I'm just going to stop the share. There are many probiotic supplements on the market, as you'll know, but very few of them actually work, because most of the probiotic bacteria, either because of the bacterium itself or because of the formulation, will not even make it past the stomach acids. They will disintegrate in the stomach, and some people say when they have when they take a probiotic, they will have some indigestion. So it makes sense, because it's reacting with the stomach acids and it's just not even reaching the small intestine. So if you want a probiotic supplement, let me know. I can recommend you one. The hot name is Bacillus. That's the one that makes it down, and it multiplies, and it helps to replenish the gut flora and remove the bad bacteria from there. So yeah, and those form a foundational kind of safety belt in terms of the least amount of things that we should be doing nutritionally. Yeah.
Wow, I've learnt lots tonight, Lina. Thank you, darling. I was going to ask you, with this magnesium calcium thing, I wasn't aware of that, and I do need to up my magnesium because of adrenal exhaustion. I think many of us women on the call, busy mums and things like that, we're all pretty adrenally wiped out. So magnesium's great. If you've got too much calcium from the magnesium pull, or what would be a kind of typical, how would you know? What would be a telltale?
It's a great question. It's a difficult one to actually diagnose, because the body is very clever at balancing out. If you take a serum calcium or serum magnesium, it will be balanced out quite well. So generally, I would say if you have stiffness, because calcium is the one that causes contractions and magnesium is the one that relaxes them. So if you're facing tension, or if you're stressed, if you have headaches, if you have stomach problems or bloating, it could be a sign of too much calcium. So the more we tip the balance towards magnesium, we can never overdose on magnesium. It's just so much needed in the body. So I would definitely recommend increasing, because they say if you drink alcohol, if you drink coffee, if you exercise, if you're stressed, if you're running around, if you're living life, you need extra magnesium.
Yeah, okay, amazing. And also I've just started using my vitamin D spray as well through the winter, because that's a big one for the immune response and stuff, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And there was recently an article I shared on Facebook, because unfortunately most people do not supplement correctly, and supplements should be viewed with the same caution as pharmaceutical pills, because if you take one isolated supplement, including vitamin D3 in a pill form, it will increase your levels, but it will possibly cause calcification of the arteries, because it doesn't go where it's meant to go, and it needs the K2, as I'm sure you know, and the two of them work in synergy. So yeah, be careful what you choose, because supplements are cheap for a reason, after all, the majority of them.
You take the same one as me, Lina, so we use this one. Is that the one you do?
Physica, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a vitamin D spray with K2. Kids love it. You can spray it on the tongue. Taste of oranges, doesn't it? It's delicious.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, and Lina can help you with these supplements and stuff, but it's so vital in the UK. You can only, you need it about what, 9-10 months of the year, don't you?
Yeah, I just take it throughout. The average person should be taking 2 sprays, so 2000 IU, and in the winter even more so, about 4000.
Awesome. Yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions? I know there's been a bit of chat about aspartame. I want to say that, yeah, that one, about how sort of dangerous it is and how it can really affect the brain as well as a sort of
Hi.
Aspartame. Oh, okay.
Aspartame, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think it's aspartame. Sorry, Claude.
I think I did, yeah. I'm not very good at that one.
No, there's an iron supplement called Aspartame.
Oh, aspartame, yeah.
Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, go on. Apologies.
I think somebody
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Catherine, yeah.
Sorry. So what is that, sorry, that you were just talking about? Aspartame. Why is that?
Yeah. So aspartame is the artificial sweetener that's abundant in diet drinks such as Diet Coke.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah. There's the whole, I mean, yeah, one of the many bits of misinformation we've been given over the years is that if you want to lose weight, avoid the sugary drinks and substitute with a 0-calorie sweetener, which can work in some cases, but it's quite damaging to your gut. So I do love a Diet Coke. I have to admit I do love it, but I will have it very occasionally. And actually I noticed that if I have it, I'm all bloated, and then I'm also craving sweets, because the body tastes the sweetness and it raises your insulin level in response to tackling the sugar that it thinks you've given it, but then it's not receiving the sugar, so it's making you crave sugar. It's really interesting.
Right.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to ask another question. With the kimchi or sauerkraut, how much of that do you have to eat, like on a daily basis? You know, if you want to get your probiotic from there.
There's no harmful amount. I mean, if you like it, I would just have it on a side of every meal. Yeah, just find the one that you like. There isn't, you know, I would say maybe on average 2 or 3 tablespoons would be nice on the side of your plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
That's okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In terms of you mentioning about the chia seeds, so are you saying that, say for example, if you don't have any fish, you miss a week and you don't have fish, that you can make up with having, like, you know, 2 or 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and it would give you the same from that?
Yes, yeah. Chia seeds are very packed with omegas, and actually if you So some people worry about not having fish because they think that the body is not getting the omega fats that come from fish, the EPA and DHA. But actually, if you have enough plant-based omegas, for example, your avocados and everything else, and you also have a lot of other fresh produce, your salads and berries and whatever, the body is very clever at converting the plant-based omegas into the fish omegas, if you like. So I wouldn't worry that you're not eating fish, and you can just, top up with those. If you have them every day, even better. When I realized how much they have, they're going everywhere now. Even my kids, I'm like not telling them, but yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Can you kind of sort of overdose then a bit if you're having chia seeds and fish as well? Can you overdo that?
No. I mean, no. What I would say is that chia seeds can sometimes cause bloating because they're very high in fiber. But from the point of view of omegas, I wouldn't be concerned.
Okay, because normally I would have, say, chia seeds on my cereal, and then I might have salmon one evening or some other fish.
Yeah, you're doing yourself a whole lot of good. You're actually preventing, at least the very least I will say, is joint disease, because things like rheumatoid arthritis and any kind of arthritis, they're related to a lack of omega. So yeah, it's good to work from a preventative point of view and just take more. And the body knows what to do with it. So yeah, wouldn't worry.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Julie, do you have any questions? You look very beautiful in that picture, by the way. Or shall I not embarrass you in case you're doing something else? Don't know. Hello. Can't hear you.
Hi.
Hello, can hear you now.
Okay. No, so I'm listening intently. I can't think of a question, but I'm very much listening.
Okay. Thank you.
Lina, sorry, I was going to say, Evelyn's asked, do Amigas help with fibromyalgia? So Evelyn's a client of mine, and not on the Amigas yet. Yeah,
they do. I can't say enough about omegas. I mean, they lubricate the joints, and if it's impossible to analyze a person nutritionally for everything, but generally speaking, the consensus is that fibromyalgia, again, it's one of the ones that we need to be focusing on taking more omegas, definitely, because they're anti-inflammatory, you see. So if you've got inflamed joints and pain, you need to be focusing on anti-inflammatory agents, which are basically your plant-based foods.
And I know, Lina, that you've said, just as a practitioner working in the clinic, that when people use the fruit and veg and berry capsules, it's amazing for bringing down inflammation. We know that from all the studies. But you said that when people then add the Amigas in, just this wonderful stuff happens in the body. And I imagine it's because of all that synergy, all the fruits and vegetables and all the micronutrients from that. But then we've also got 5 different, all those different Amigas as well, the 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, all coming in, and that oil, and just really cherry on top, isn't it?
Yeah, so the larger the variety of what we have, the better off we are at reducing the inflammation. That's why I'm wearing my rainbow top today, to remind you all to eat the rainbow every day on your plate. So yeah, that's very beautifully said, Chloe. So I always recommend people to take the full, the premium and the omegas, because the best combination. The studies are literally amazing, and I've seen the results from my patients as well. I give them a year because it's not a quick fix. Nutrition, as you know, needs its time to work. But I promise you that if you give these products at least half a year, but the more you take it, the more the effects that you'll see. And the most evident ones I've had, firstly, my knee. I used to have knee pain, and once I've included this in my diet, I didn't do anything else differently, just included these, and I don't have knee pain anymore. From my client's point of view, things like cholesterol reduction, inflammatory markers have reduced. People have reversed their type 2 diabetes with other measures as well. but just eating the right foods and taking the right supplements is definitely the way to go about it.
Actually, Lina,
Yes.
Going back to the calcium magnesium thing, I take calcium on its own, but probably need magnesium. Is there a supplement that gives you the right balance of the two?
There is, yes. I would be careful, Julian, not to supplement with calcium on its own. I don't know the reason why you take it, but back many years ago, my mom was going through osteoporosis and she was given calcium supplements.
Yeah.
She started having tachycardias and arrhythmias, and then it came to light, it was in the newspapers actually, that calcium supplements should not be taken on their own. I don't generally believe in isolated supplements, so yeah, be careful. We can have a chat if you like, but there is one supplement which, as you said, balances the one. It's more pro magnesium and calcium, but in a different form rather than most of the supplements available. But I'm sure you take a good one because you're aware of supplements.
Yeah, but even so, yeah, I'd be very grateful for that.
Yes, sure.
All right.
Thank you for your question.
How best do you take magnesium, Lina? I know you can get it in tablet form. I imagine liquid pipettes and stuff. What do you recommend?
So what I personally use is I've had a magnesium chloride spray made by my herbalist in Cyprus. I trust him fully, so he makes it there in front of me. It's very interesting. So it's quite bitter to put in your tongue, but yeah, it's quite a pure formulation. So that's a quick way to do it. And you can spray it around your neck as well. I also use the magnesium chloride salts. I don't take baths generally. I'm a quick shower person. But even so, I'll just take a handful and put it on my shoulders or anywhere on my body that I feel needs more attention, such as knees or if you're running or whatever. And then there's an oil spray as well, magnesium chloride oil spray. There are supplements, very different formulations as well. I do recommend and provide to my patients the magnesium glycinate, bisglycinate supplement, which is absorbable, because again, many of the magnesium supplements don't generally get absorbed. So this is one of the few that do get absorbed. Depends on the person's needs. If somebody's got extra need for cardiovascular support or musculoskeletal support or things like brain health, autism, and all of that, there's a lot of evidence for magnesium supplementation.
Yeah, and Lina and Jeff, who is the clinician that got me involved in everything, and then I spoke to Lina and Jeff. Lina works with the Physica range of stuff, and I do know that they do 2 really good magnesium supports, because I was asking about it the other day. They're in a tablet form, but one is magnesium with the calcium sort of balance out, and they're really inexpensive. I was really surprised. You get, I think it's like 90, like maybe a 3-month supply for about, I think one was 19 and one was £26. So really inexpensive, but anything that Physica do are the best, because Lina doesn't mess around and Jeff certainly doesn't at the clinic. So they're going to be a brilliant brand. They're from Canada, aren't they, and shipped over.
Yeah,
brilliant stuff.
They're very, very
so they do them, and I have got the PDFs on those, so if anybody would like them, drop me or Lina a message and we can send you the PDFs on those. I'm going to get some tomorrow. I've put it on my list. Go get magnesium. So yeah,
that's good.
Awesome. Well, I mean, honestly, guys, I'm going to be, if you have any other questions, but I'm going to obviously send this recording to you in an email. If your client's mine, otherwise your partner and support will send it on to you. But if you do have any other questions, please pop them in the group or message Lina, and she'll be able to help you for sure. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to ask while she's here? Use her knowledge.
Quickly, Lina.
Sorry.
Hi, can I just ask?
Oh, hi, Susie.
Hello. The Physica.
Yeah.
Do you have to get that via a practitioner, or can you order it? Can anyone order that?
I'm not sure. I think you could possibly get it online. I think I don't know. But because I'm a practitioner, I've registered with the company, and then I have easier access to it. But yeah,
I think it's practitioner only, hun. I think you have to be with a registered practitioner. So it would be Lina who would be able to help you, or Jeff at the clinic.
Right, thank you.
okay, thanks.
Fabulous. Okay.
Before we go, sorry, I haven't had my camera on because I'm getting ready for bed.
Gemma.
Hi, I've been very intently listening. So I've got this, which is basically magnesium, isn't it?
Epsom, yeah.
So, yeah, because I was told that it's really good to have an Epsom salt bath when your muscles are really aching.
Yeah, it's a bit mixed, the evidence. I thought they were good as well. And then I really went deep, as I do, which is annoying. But anyway, because I don't always find what I'm expecting. It's okay. I mean, I can recommend you something much better. I have nothing to do with the company. It's just, it was recommended in the book I'm reading on magnesium. And I've tried them, and they're so good. Actually, when you touch them, they heat up because they come from the core of the earth. They come from the very, very close to the middle of the earth, and they're quite energetic. So they're really pure salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're
definitely.
very
No, I mean, I'll
economical,
use
so
this
yeah.
up, but when I get the next one, I'll ask you where to get it from.
Yeah, yeah.
Next
But it's
time.
just a website. You just go on and you buy. I use their magnesium oil and their salts. So
Cool. Because it was interesting what you were saying about unless you're swimming in the sea every day. So does that mean obviously you're just absorbing it through your skin?
yes.
If you're in the sea then.
So the simplest and the most effective magnesium form is the magnesium chloride, which is what the sea provides for us.
Well, there you go. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Lina.
Yeah, no, we like to complicate things as human beings. We've taken one supplement, one nutrient out of the food and made it into a supplement, or we've taken magnesium and made it into all these fancy names. Actually, no, just go in the sea and dip your toes in it.
Is magnesium not in food as well?
It is, yeah, but unfortunately, because most of us will have gut issues, it's just inevitable. It doesn't get absorbed that well. That's why it needs to be formulated in a specific way to be ingested. Otherwise, through the skin is good.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you.
That's all right. Pleasure.
All right then.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No pleasure.
Lina, thank you so much, and thanks everybody for taking the time to come on tonight. You're all brilliant. Not sure when our next event is off the top of my head, but I'll post it in the group. And don't forget, we've got our cleanse starting on Monday. 10 days of just really giving your body that MOT and kickstart. You would love it if you haven't done one yet. So yay, awesome. Thanks, Lina. That was brilliant.
Thanks
really interesting.
Thank you everybody for coming.
Well done, darling. Thank you.
Lina.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye.